Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing well. I'd like to talk about the wooden tarot today. And I imagine many people have reviewed it, but I'm so passionate about this deck that I wanted to have a video on my channel. And I got it maybe just a little less than a year ago, and I worked with it mostly for myself, but I've developed such a, intimate relationship with it. Here is the back. And I do believe the artist, whose name is A.L. Schwartz, that I believe she actually works with wood when she's doing her artwork, birch wood, and that's why I believe it's called the Wooden Tarot. You'll also notice that each card, there are different shades of the cards, just the way natural wood would be. So we'll look at a few of the majors, and then I want to get into the suits because they are very interesting. Here's the Fool. So this card alone will give you the idea of the creative brilliance that is in this deck. You can see the mouse, a few more steps, and he could possibly be in the mouth of that snake. So even though the cards are rendered very differently than the traditional cards, the meanings are very much intact, and it's brilliant to me the way that she did that she connected these unusual images with the traditional meanings. However, one of the reasons I really love this deck is because it speaks on more levels. It's also a very intuitive deck. The more you get to work with it, the more you'll get those intuitive messages, not just the traditional. I love the Hierophant card there. The Lover's card. There are two hummingbirds in the center of that flower. Actually, it almost looks like there's one with two heads, and they are producing and enjoying the nectar there, here in the heart. The Strength card. Very nice. Really gives you the idea of strength with the beetle, the diamond. The Hermit is fabulous. The Wheel of Fortune. I love that. I've actually been working lately with the spider totem, so it's very nice. And the Hanged Man. Now, I do want to say that this is not redundant to other decks, like the Wild Unknown is also very simple, and it has a lot of nature-based cards, but these are very different, so don't let that stop you. If you have the Wild Unknown and you think this is too similar, it is not at all, in my experience. There is certainly an incredible depth to this deck. Here is the Death card, which was on the box. And Temperance. It's an otter with her third eye open. The Devil. Good symbolism there. Here is the Star. Very different. The Moon. The Sun, another very unusual card. And the World. And there is an extra card, which seems to have, well, it seems to be kind of trendy lately to add an extra card, and this is the Happy Squirrel. And I believe that other people are using the Happy Squirrel as their extra card, but I think A.L. Schwartz was the first to do that. So let's look at the suits, because they are very interesting. They're very different than what we're used to. And here is the, let's start with this, the Air suit, Swords. It is called Plumes. And the way you're going to tell which suit is what, because this deck does not come with a book, which I think is fantastic. You don't always want somebody to tell you what to think, right? Good to think for yourself, understand for yourself sometimes. So the aces of each suit have a symbol for the element. So for instance here, the air suit, you'll see the symbol for air here, the upward facing triangle with the line going through it. So that is the ace of swords. So I'm going to show you all the aces really quickly then. Here is the ace of cups with the downward facing triangle representing water. So you see it's very easy. And bones are, this is the earth suit or the pentacle suit with the downward facing triangle with the line through it. And then the wands suit, they are called, this is called stones, and it's a fire suit with the upward facing triangle symbol for fire. Okay, so let's look at a few of the plumes here. Here's the 2. And here is the 3. The 5 is one of my favorites here. And here is the 7. I'm not sure if you'll see that the bird does have something in her mouth there. And here is the 9. So I just want you to get the idea that even though the artwork itself is very different than Rider-Waite type deck, that the meanings are still intact and very, very clear, I feel, and very beautiful. There's the 10. All right, and now here's the page. The court cards are usually represented by an animal, a type of animal that will work with that suit or that element. So, of course, the plumes being the air suit, there are a lot of birds. And that is the knight. And here is the king, very different here. Okay, now let's take a look at, oh, the stones. I really like the stones suit. Once again, here's the ace. Okay, and here's the 2. So it looks to me that the stone that she's chosen most to use here is the, it looks to me like a tangerine quartz, I'm sorry. And, you know, it's very male, like to me, the suit in general, but especially in this deck. And, you know, this is some of the ways that, you know, this deck can work on an intuitive level. So I've had this card at different times, and also the 8. And I had an understanding not of the traditional meaning so much, but that I would be working that day with, you know, a lot of male energy. And every time that I get these cards, it seems to be, you know, a very clear reading. It seems to be very accurate. I really like that. Now here's, this is a little different, but this gives you a real clear, traditional type of meaning in a very simple, subtle way, right? So let's look at the royal cards. Is just beautiful in the stones. It's the page. So pretty. And here's the queen. Okay, the knight. Okay, now let's move on to the blooms, the water suit. Here's the 2 with the, it looks to me like 2 chrysanthemums hugging each other, giving to each other and working together. And here's the 3. And here's the 4. Once again, you'll be able to determine the, you know, that real traditional meaning from this unusual image. That rosebud there is dried. The 5. And the 9 of blooms. Now I'll show you a few of the royals here. Here's the knight. and the king here. Okay, so let's see. Next will be the bones, pentacles. Here's the 2. And here is the 4. The 5. Very clever. Here is the 7. 7 of Pentacles. Or bones, I'm sorry. And here is the 9. I love this card here. Wonderful card. It really just... There she is in her garden. You know, that little mushroom there. Okay, so here is the Knight. And here's the Queen. And the King. So, as I said, I love the deck. I feel a very close connection with the deck. And the readings are fantastic. If you have it, let me know if you love it as I do. And if you're interested in looking a little further into it, I will leave her link below. I got it at her Etsy shop. So thank you all so much and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.